the patrol project is officially off the hoist. I really feel like I need a mullet.
You know what they say? Soot gets the
Copper's attraction.
That's right.
You're buying someone else's problem. If you've got the money and time to do it yourself, all well and good, but to pay someone to do it, it's not cheap. Yeah, no drama, throw another 30 at it.
It is what it is. Because it's twisted. Will it line up?
Probably not. Well, it needs to be pretty accurate. That's where the screen goes.
So we pick up from where we left off in episode 5, where we were just about to put the roof back on. We realised we needed to get that roof repair piece for the front edge sandblasted. So we're back into it, get this body finished off. And this episode, we will get a bit of colour on the engine bay and the body sat back down on the chassis. It's a big one, so strap yourselves in, grab a tin and enjoy.
Fit good in there?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Barry.
Happy Barry. Suppose you got to be super careful so the screen fits. Perfect.
Yeah, well, they'll go off that.
Yeah.
Just rubber. That'll hold that. You rubber holds the top.
Copy. Happy?
No.
It's looking much nicer.
Yeah, but I'm not happy with it.
Not happy with it?
Just can't get in there.
Do you normally have that issue? So, like a 40-year-old car, especially these things, just about every seam has some sort of corrosion in between. And without pulling apart the whole car, we're just trying to make sure we get to all the rust as best as we can. Oh, Barry! The roof is nearly going back on.
Nearly!
Holy! So tack, take them off. We just got to pull the back of the roof back.
sitting on there pretty good, yeah.
Not bad.
So the orangey goldy coloured paint that you see in these clips is called weld through primer, and it's exactly how it sounds. It's to stop corrosion in between the two layers of steel when you're welding through. So once the roof was tacked into location, we went round and filled all those holes up that we'd made by drilling the spot welds out and then ground them all flat. It's a lot of work taking turret off a vehicle, but it's just something that had to be done with this project. So James is just going to finish off a bit of work around the battery tray there, a little bit more rust. We've got the snorkel turned up now from Radius Fabrication. We got it through, so we're going to cut the hole in this guard and see what we need to do to the inner guard to make that all work. And it's about getting this cab ready for primer so we can paint the engine bay and sit it back down on the chassis and get this car moving in and out under its own steam, because we've also got a heap of other projects to get done on the hoist. I'll be really grateful to have my hoist back, so let's rip into it. Right, this is definitely a measure twice, cut once affair. Get this hole.
Hell no.
What?
No way, mate.
Yeah, well, we have been known to measure once, cut twice, so we'll measure twice, cut once.
Did we get another one of these suckers?
Alright, so we've cut the hole out exactly to the template, and the snorkel doesn't fit through the friggin' hole, so we've got to go now and enlarge that a bit. Maybe I should have checked against the template. I've done this so many times, and usually the template's pretty spot on. So we're a good 5 or 6 mil too small, or more once you put the rubber around, so maybe my bad, I should have checked that first, but we'll go and try and make it a bit bigger now. We nearly finished the battery tray. It's been like the last little bit of rust work, so that'll be great.
We're going to fold them up, haven't we?
Yeah, there's a fair bit of work to do. I thought you'd finish it for me. Righto, so we're going to cut a big hole on the inner, and there's 2 skins there to cut through. It's actually quite a lot of structure you've got to cut out for this snorkel, and it's all because of the short entry. Otherwise they'd normally come down and through the bonnet, and I really do hate that look. So we'll cut this out and then stiffen it back up if we need to. There's a fair bit of work to get this snorkel to fit. This would actually be a really hard snorkel to fit if it was a finished painted car. It'd take a bit of doing to do well. So we're lucky we haven't painted the car yet, so whatever happens here we can fix up. Righto, so we finally got it fitted. That is easily the worst snorkel hole I've ever had to do. It took some fitting. We're probably gonna have to remake this bracket up here because we're not just quite happy with how that's sitting. But it does look good. Just took a lot of work to get it to sit right.
Too much penetration.
There's no such thing.
Well, that's what they say. Flash battery tray.
Dearest battery tray ever.
Oh yeah. Well, it ain't never coming back out.
Oh. What's going on?
It's spillage. Just a bit of spillage.
That's our painted floor, mate.
I haven't got the top.
Jesus.
See? Too long. It's been too long.
Look, put it all over me brand new bench as well.
Did I?
Oh, that, oh, thanks for that. That's good.
No worries.
We've got the inner guards all fitted because we've widened the flare here. Well, the holes don't line up on the inner guard, so we've got all those fitted. Barry's got that one done. That's coming off.
Coming off. Ready.
Ready to go. So take the guards off, take the snorkel off, just finish all the little bits of sanding we need to do on the cab and any body filler that we need to do. And then today the plan is to get it down onto the trailer, ready to go to the paint shop for primer. Very good.
Exciting times.
It is exciting, Barry.
And yes, once on the bloody trailer, the thing doesn't fit out the door unless you deflate the tyres completely. So I've got to give a big shout out here to Tim for allowing us to use his paint shop and hire out the space of an afternoon and a weekend. And of course, Jace, the spray painter, just does such a bloody good job. He was responsible for the award-winning 60 series we built previously, and the GQ is going to be no different, with a really nice finish that we can be proud of. So it was all hands on deck to rub the whole cab down with 400 grit sandpaper before the primer could be applied.
You got to explain what you've just done there, lad.
Right, so what we did, we rubbed it and then we masked it up, put some epoxy primer over it because there was a few bare metal rub throughs. We put 4 coats of primer. Now we're going to attack the engine bay. So more rubbing.
Perfect. Look at that. You're a natural.
James is going to do more rubbing.
Yes. I'll just hold the camera. Oh, fluffy.
Into the engine bay, eh?
All right, what's next, Chase?
So now we'll mask up all the holes here, mask the cab up, put some sealer in it, and then we'll wet on wet it and go colour.
So what does wet on wet mean?
Wet on wet, so it's just a primer that'll seal it up and helps for coverage, especially with this sort of colour. So.
I was waiting for that.
While we had the opportunity in the booth, we did the inner guards with a bit of chassis black, so that will be the cab completely finished once there's some colour on it, because we've already done the floor of the cab with some Raptor.
Is it?
That's it.
Black?
Yeah, it's black.
We didn't pick black.
Well, who did?
You did.
Well, give us the wrong colour.
Barry.
That's it, give us the wrong colour, Barry.
That is black, isn't it? It's funny how that'll look nothing like that. What are you doing now, Jace?
We're mixing wet on wet.
Wet on wet.
Wet on wet. Get out of your road.
Oh, this is what I do. I just stay in the road.
Well, you're going well.
So this is the base.
No, this is wet on wet. So this will seal it, and then also, like I said, help with coverage. We'll leave it flash for probably 20 minutes, and we can go straight on the base coat.
So what colour are you mixing exactly?
It's a dark grey.
Dark grey.
Just because the colour we're using is quite dark, so we may as well go a dark wet on wet.
What are you doing now, Jace?
Well, we've applied the base coat, which you forgot to film, which is good.
He filmed half of it.
Just mixing. Anyway, base coat 1:1, as in 1 part paint, 1 part reducer. We've put 3 coats on, it's covered. We've let it flash off for about 15 minutes now. We've got some spray lac clear, HS 2:1, 10% thinners, and we'll spray her on.
What do all those numbers mean?
So we've got 2 parts clear, 1 part hardener, and then 5 to 10% reducer, depending on what you want. We'll keep it a bit thicker in here so we don't get runs, hopefully.
Sweet. Yeah. Don't fuck it up.
I'll try not to. I've never done this before. Here you go, tips.
Jamesy crushed it with the colour choice. It looks absolutely fantastic, and he was a little bit excited. So the colour that Jamesy selected is called Pyrite Brown. It's a BMW colour. It doesn't look too much in the shade, but once the sun hits it, it really starts to pop. It has heaps of mica through it and really, really will stand out on the mighty GQ Patrol.
No, you still have to put the old stuff away too.
I don't know about that.
Where's the big spanner?
It's gone.
Gone. Oh dear. Good new toolbox in the shed. Anyway, that's not the important part. We're just waiting to see if James puts anything away. So chassis is, we're just going to tighten up all the suspension components, then it can get wheeled out, cab back on the hoist, and then we can make it one car again. We've got Captain Chaos in here to help us. So hey Captain Chaos.
Hello.
Righto, this is an exciting day. So we've got a new slave cylinder. We need to sort out a clutch line to run up and over the bell housing, because we're doing away with the original clutch line that has the silly bleeder in it and comes right across the firewall. We're going to do away with a lot of the things on the firewall, and that's one of them. We'll get in and sort this dump pipe out. We've got a 3-inch outlet or new flange to put off the turbo and down. So we'll get in and do a few of these things before we do set the cab back down on the chassis, because it's going to be much easier. Righto, so we're not going with a really nice big flash exhaust. We're going to use what was originally from the first patrol we bought, which is a little bit scungy looking, but it still works. This isn't a massive dollar build. This is building a nice reliable car, like we've said a fair few times. And with the motor and anything around the motor, if you want to chase a heap of power later, these are the parts that can be replaced quite easily. So for now, we're going to use the original exhaust. It's a bit rusty, like I said, but it still works. So we'll get this center section, or the whole lot, back out of this car, bolted into the chassis so we can fit the dump pipe to it. So we're robbing Peter.
Well, I'm guessing that looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's a fair bit newer. It should be easy, Barry. I'm joking. Righto, there's not a lot of room in here, so we're going to cut this 2-inch or 2.5-inch reducer off the top here, put a 3-inch elbow onto that new flange, make it all marry up without vibrating or rattling or anything.
And whilst I went about absolutely butchering that dump pipe, and we'll get to that in a minute, Jamesy said about cleaning up the clutch and brake boosters, and we really didn't know which ones were, you know, the best out of the two. We tried to pick the best ones to look at. We'll clean them up, give them a paint job, and if these components do fail in the first 5,000 or 10,000 kilometres that the car is back on the road, at least we haven't wasted money replacing things we don't know that need replacing. It is a bit like that. We don't want to just spend money on this vehicle for no reason. These components could still be good. They just need a good clean up.
Righto, we've got a bit of a change of plans. So we've been manipulating a piece of pipe here to get around this bottom stud. It's just not happening. So we really need to make the dump pipe come out further away from the housing on the turbo. But to do that, we need to set the cab down and see how much clearance we got. So it's time to put the cab on the car, and then we can just lift it up and down as we need to make this exhaust work a lot neater than what it is at the moment. My job is to go through and tidy up this rat's nest of a wiring loom. We've got heaps of new conduit there to wrap it up with, just to basically tidy it up. You can't put that shitty old loom in this nice fresh engine bay. So we've had some rats do some damage in here previously. This was all wrapped up in a piece of split tubing each. It was a bit odd, and that's why, because I'd say that was getting a bit smoky at times. So I've gone and cut that part of the wiring harness out of our donor vehicle. And we'll have to go ahead and solder that all in. It's really handy having a spare vehicle for things like this. This is one of the many parts we keep running out to that car for, trying to pick the best out of the two vehicles as we go. But yeah, that's a little bit of extra work we didn't think we'd have to do. There's plenty of those. Right, so before we sit the cab back down...
Sorry, Barry.
So before we sit the cab back down, we've made a clutch line here that wraps up around the top of the bell housing. Normally, this comes up and goes across the front of the firewall and just looks really messy. So this will be a tidier way. It goes straight into the clutch booster and just tidy up the engine bay a bit more. Right, so we got as many ancillaries bolted back up to the motor before. I think this will be the final time the body comes back down. So I've had the body up and down about 5 times, basically or mainly to make the dump pipe fit correctly, and also that custom clutch line that runs up over the bell housing. If you're a patrol owner out there, you know how untidy that normally is. So that'll be really, really neat. We've got a little soft line to get made once the body's down to go from that custom hard line into the clutch booster itself. So we've got the alternator on, aircon on, all the belts on. The power steer reservoir still needs cleaning up and painting, but that's an easy one to get to. It sits up high in the engine bay. We do have lines and the cooler hose to get, or the cooler pipe to get for the power steer because it's damaged and has been welded up once before. So we've still got, there are still things that would be easier to do without the body on, but at some point you just got to make that decision. Put it on, leave it on, and move on with the project. So we'll set this back down and yeah, it's getting bloody close. It's exciting. The patrol project is officially off the hoist. And I'd go as far as to say that next episode it will be running and driving in and out of the shed under its own steam. We are really that close. The goal was this episode to get the bodywork finished, the body primed, the engine bay painted, sat back down on the chassis and moving in and out of the shed, and we have certainly achieved that. The colour choice is outstanding and it's very hard to see on camera, especially in the engine bay. Once we start getting some panels done, I can assure you, Jamesy has definitely selected the right colour. We're super stoked with that. Everything's going back together pretty nicely. There is a lot of work to do still. So next episode, we are probably going to take it over to G-Works Trays and Canopies for a 3D scan of the chassis, as the plan is to put a G-Works tray and canopy, or at least a G-Works tray on the back. We're still tossing up whether the owner wants a sort of a 1 metre canopy or something like that. I'd say he will. He likes a beer like we all do. So the upright fridge and that 1 metre canopy will be the perfect sort of setup for a GQ single cab ute. It's going to look outstanding. We can start to think about wheels and tyres then too once these guards are finished. So we'll be back into a bit of body work as well. But it's all happening. It's enough from me. I'll stop rambling. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And don't forget, you only live once. Get out in the shed, get into that project, and I'll see you next time.
Where's the bloody 10 mil?